Well after the time the oceans drank Fishman Island, and the skies swallowed Jaya, a child was born that will shake the very nature of the world itself. He, adorned with a hat woven from the most legendary straw, continues his journey even today. Now I, as one of the many people that chronicle his journey, will tell the tale of this 900th voyage.
It's here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bleach to One Piece Chapter 900, titled Bad End Musical. Oh no. Oh no, please tell me I'm not gonna have to sing. Am I gonna have to sing again? Okay, if there is a musical number in this chapter, can I just skip over that, please? I can sense you're all shaking your heads right now, like, no, Tekking, you're gonna sing, and you're gonna like it, and we're gonna cringe. Unfortunately, we do not get a continuation of the cover serial this week of the new Giant Warrior Pirates, although I would assume the last member is the Doctor, and I'm gonna bet money it's going to be Girth, the friend of Big Mom from her flashback. But instead, One Piece does get the cover of Shonen Jump this week. I think it was pretty obvious that it was going to. We get Luffy and a top view of Nami and Chopper viewing the horizon from the bow of the Thousand Sunny. Oh, isn't that just great? Look into the future. Epic new adventures lie awaiting upon the horizon. Yeah, that's so positive, right? Right? As for the cover page itself, Oda really did outdo himself here. We have a double-page spread of the Straw Hats and the Minks hanging out on Zoe, full color, really nice, vibrant designs. We see Pedro atop the trees there. That's kind of tugs at the heartstrings. We see Inurashi, Nekamamushi, all the Minks that we've met up to this point. Carrots there. We have Nami fishing for some gold. We have Robin eating an apple. Yeah, hey, keeps the doctor away, kids. Remember, good source of vitamin C? We see Chopper there presenting a rose to the reindeer mink. I believe her name was Milky. I hope they get together. Chopper needs some, you know, a woman in his life, a reindeer woman, whatever. He deserves to get some, you know what I mean? We have Luffy there, who's apparently fishing up a island whale. I was originally going to say that's a Laboon reference, but that's not in fact Laboon, because it doesn't have the scars on him, but interesting. Pretty cool looking cover page. I think Oda did a good job there. Alright, so now getting into the chapter, we pick up right where we left off with Big Mom at Puff's Island. The cake is before her. She's beginning to chow down on it. The first thing we see is just her hands just, oh yeah, so good. Cake and cream all over her freaking mouth. Meanwhile, Sparrow's fleet has finally arrived at the island at the coast, and they're like, you know, their hearts are beating very fast, awaiting to see what's going to happen. You know, they probably have the spy glasses and the telescope, just like, okay, where is it? Where is she? Where's the cake? And they finally see her chowing down, and they're like, okay, here we go. Yeah, the point of no return at this point, Candy Boys. That's Yvonne Cobb's thing, but it also is applicable to Sparrow's crew. Okay, Candy Boys, here we go. So she's eating the cake, and while this is going down, remember Chiffon and Beige are still on the island. They're trying to get out. Beige activated his castle tank ability and, you know, picked up his wife, Chiffon, and began to speed away. So while Beige is, you know, carrying them off the island, trying to get to the coast or something, Chiffon is like looking back at the cake as it's, you know, swelling and getting, you know, further and further in the distance, and she remembers back to when they were making the thing over at Cacao Island at the sweets factory, and she mentioned to Sanji, you know, Sanji had this interesting grin on his face the entire time, and he wanted to do this really complicated, you know, cooking procedure, and they didn't have time to do it, but he's like, oh, don't worry, we'll get it done fast, don't worry. And Chiffon's like, why are you so happy? Why are you so cheery? You understand that this is high stakes here. If this cake is not finished, or if it's not to Big Mom's liking, the entire country and your entire crew, everybody you ever cared about, could be wiped out. You understand that, right? And the only thing Sanji cares about at that point, when he was making the cake the whole time, with that grin on his face, was just like, oh man, I just can't wait to see the expression on her face, man. I mean, I understand she's a massive bitch, and everything she's done, and she's a Yonko, and she's an enemy of my captain, and she tried to wipe out my entire family. Even if I don't care about him, that was still a dick move. All the stuff she's done, she's gonna love this damn cake. I just can't wait to see her expression, right? So, Chiffon realizes at that point Sanji is a true chef, because when he is in the middle of baking or cooking, the only thing he cares about is whether or not the person that's going to enjoy the food is actually going to enjoy the food. You know, the end result. You know, I spent hours and hours baking this grand cake, you know, the king of all sweets. I can't wait to see the expression on Big Mom's face. Now, of course, Sanji is not actually present to see the expression, but Chiffon was, so maybe Chiffon will meet back up with the Straw Hats at one point, and maybe, I don't know, maybe she snapped a picture, maybe she had a little visual Den Mushi or something, or she could just describe it to Sanji, and Sanji will be there like, yeah, I knew it, you knew it, I one-upped Big Mom. That's kind of like his victory. You can't actually achieve a physical victory against the bitch, but you could be like, yeah, I made a cake that made her drop dead. Damn straight. I'm awesome. Cook of the year. But anyway, we cut back over to see Big Mom's expression in earnest, and we see her fall over, and then Perospero starts freaking out like, oh crap, it's the poison! But no, we cut back to Big Mom standing back up after she faltered from the pure sweetness of this cake, and we see her expression, and I'm sure Oda put a lot of thought into this, because the detail with this is, it's much different from any other, like, panel in the chapter. It's like this has incredible amount of detail to it. Boom! Big Mom's expression as she stares up with a twinkle in her eye as a large amount of a white, creamy, gooey substance is slathered all over her mouth. It's semen. Oh my god, I do not know how they're gonna handle this in the anime, but I can tell you how the fan artists are gonna handle it when it comes to hentai. This might become a meme later, so just cementing that in now, right there. You know? The detail of this is, of course, incredible. You have Big Mom stating that she could die right now. It's so deliciously sweet. Oh, no, hey, don't let us stop you. Continue eating the cake. If you think you're gonna die from this, we're fine with that. We got like 3 other Yonko to deal with. Okay, granted, Shanks is probably not an enemy to the Straw Hats, but we still got Kaido and Blackbeard, and those are gonna be problems in on their own right. So let's just hurry up and get Big Mom over with. I'm kidding, of course. I would not feel very, I would feel rather disappointed if one of the Yonko was taken out just by eating a confectionery and then, you know, dying from an extreme bout of, like, diabetes or something. So, unfortunately, no. But it is a pretty cool scene here, and she shouts to the heavens, "This is it! The wedding cake!" And then you see Chiffon being carted away, and she begins to cry, like, oh, it worked! She stopped her rampage, and Perospero gets on the Den Mushi to communicate with all of Totland, and he makes the announcement, to all the denizens of Totland, the damage will spread no further because of the efforts of Charlotte Pudding. Okay, did you seriously think they were going to give any credit to Sanji or Beige at all? Like, no, you still gotta maintain the morale and the basis of, you know, the Straw Hats and Beige. Those are the enemies of the kingdom, so you can't actually say Sanji was the one that made the damn thing. So they give all the credit to Pudding. They can't include Chiffon either, so Pudding gets 100% of the cred. Okay, fine, whatever. And Mama's tantrum has ended. We see scenes all over Totland. We see Liqueur Island, Whole Cake Island, and Cacao Island, of course, and everybody's shouting. Even if on Cacao Island, they're kind of in the middle of a massive disaster zone with the Germa wrecking things, gunfire everywhere, they still have the moment to be like, okay, at least that national crisis is over. Now we just have to focus on the super soldiers gunning us down in the Times Square, and you know, the freaking explosions and electricity and battleships nuking our battleships at the port. But hey, Big Mom's tantrum is over, so we can just focus all on taking out the Straw Hats and the Germa. So everything... Oh crap, I just realized their national... I just remembered the whole point of the cake and everything was to basically help out Big Mom's side. Because now they're not concerned with Big Mom anymore. They can focus all of their efforts 100% on stopping the Straw Hats and the Germa. The last 20 chapters or so have pretty much just been focused on trying to help out the Big Mom Pirates, haven't they? You know, you forget these things, but when it finally hits ya, it's a nut shot. Hard. Ow. Anyway, yeah, we see Pudding hanging out in the back alley. She's pretty solemn there. We still don't know what she did to Sanji, and everybody else is shouting in the streets, praising her name, like, oh, Charlotte Pudding, yes, Pudding, Sean did it all! And we see her just hanging out in the alleyway, sitting on a box, just being like, it wasn't me, though. Well, 33%. You made the cream or that chocolatey glaze for it or whatever that stuff was called. So you do get some of the credit, but not all of it. You can take some of that. You helped out. So we cut out to sea now near Cacao Island where the Sun Pirates are stopping Daifuku and Smoothie's ships. You know, they can, you know, they're fishermen, so they can control the water currents and everything like that. So they can basically control the battlefield at this point. They've opened up a path for the Thousand Sunny to pass right through. So, yeah, they're going to take that, and the Sun Pirates are shouting, you're like, go, Jinbei, you know, take good care of our captain, Straw Hat, you know, well, you'll always be one of us, you know, it's a cheerful goodbye. They're probably throwing confetti out to a little bit, like, hey, it's a war zone, but you can still have a going-away party. No one says you couldn't have both. Everyone's really excited. You know, Luffy's like, just as expected of Jinbei's crew, everything's awesome. Hey, maybe we're even going to get at the very end of this chapter, at the very end, Luffy's going to ask Jinbei to be his Nakama again, and this time Jinbei says yes. You know, I guarantee you that's probably how this is going to end. It's chapter 900! It's a joyous occasion for the whole family to see. Alright, so now we cut over to Oven emerging from a mirror, so he's, you know, attained, you know, Brulee's now been freed and back on their side again, and he states that due to Brulee's ability, they've been able to transfer some of the anti-Germa armaments from Whole Cake now over to Cacao. Remember, they have those guns and those, you know, candy-coated round bullets that are able to pierce the steel skin of the Germa. However, they didn't have a lot of them, and it's not like they were all over Totland. They were only at Whole Cake because that's where the ambush was supposed to take place at the wedding, but using Brulee's Mirror Mirror no Mi ability, she was able to easily, you know, open up a portal from Whole Cake to Cacao, so now they have the guns and the weaponry necessary to actually contend with the Germa. So that's starting to get a little worrisome, but I think they could get through it, no problem at all. So now Oven actually does something that I'm happy that he did. You know how a lot of times in like anime or cartoons or something where a character will do something and then it won't work and they'll just won't try it again after that? This was actually mentioned on The Simpsons once, where I think they were trying to open a locked door, and Homer takes a clothes hanger, and it doesn't work, and then later Lisa opens it, and they're like, how did you do that? And Lisa's just like, I just tried the coat hanger again. I don't understand why we only try ideas once. So, the thing with Oven, remember he had his Boiling Seas Hell, that immensely useful ability that just, you know, he sticks his hands in the water, and then using his Netsu no Mi, the entire ocean, like, not the entire ocean, obviously, like, the entire world heats up at once. No, but like a good distance, like a few 100 yards or 100 meters or so around Cacao Island instantly gets boiled up. And I made a whole video about Oven's Devil Fruit and I mentioned this, but it's really impressive because whenever Oven grabs an object, that object immediately heats up. It doesn't do it gradually like heat normally would. It's an immediate transference. And whenever he's touching the water, it diffuses, like it just covers that entire area like immediately. So it's an extremely useful power, and I was thinking maybe he could use that again. I mean, that would be immensely useful to stop them. He's probably not going to try it again, but no, here he is doing it again, and this is massively effectual. It toasts the entire Sun Pirates fleet. Watatsume's in the background like, it's so hot! And you see all the fishmen like and mermen being boiled and broiled, I guess, so we're gonna be having some fried fish dinner tonight, boys! Just be careful for Watatsume. He's a blowfish, so fugu, so you gotta try to, that was also a Simpson episode as well, where Homer eats a blowfish. So you have to like remove certain parts of Watatsume, but if you do that properly, I think he could feed a few hundred people, yeah, easily. So that's not good, because that was basically their ace in the hole there. No, oh my god, was that the joke? Was that the fucking joke? That Akainu pierced a ace in the hole? Good lord, I just got that! Holy shit, when did that happen? Like chapter 560, 570 or some shit? Wow, that was like 8-9 years ago. I was in high school when that shit aired. Wow, is that the joke? Was that the joke the whole time? Seriously? I'm not even kidding you. I didn't know that. I didn't get that until just this moment. Ace in the hole. God damn it, Oda. Okay, where did I threw away my freaking clicker. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Damn it. It's never too late. It's never too late to get jokes, guys. It only took, like, you know, the better part of, like, 350, 400 chapters, but I eventually got it. Good job, Ace. You know what? You know what? I think it's time that we did this. I think it's time that we removed the tape from your wanted poster, finally. Alright, that's the best I could peel it off. I might have to buy a new wanted poster for Ace, but I'll stop with all of the Ace death references, alright? He's suffered enough. Alright, but anyway, as I was saying, this was basically their ace in the hole to escape, because you had the fishmen and Watatsume running interference, and they can control the ocean currents and everything like that, making a path for them to escape. But in one fell swoop from Oven, and I know people were doubting Oven, he's still the fourth son of the family, he's still a brother of Katakuri. Oven is not weak, alright? He's a strong enough dude. Now, being strong enough to, you know, broil all of the freaking fishmen alive at once, including Watatsume, who was like a giant, whatever. Okay, I could deal with that, considering how we've seen him use that ability before. Okay. Well, anyway, we cut back over to Whole Cake now, and we have Mont d'Or there, and he states the Queen Mama Shanter is almost there. So the Queen Mama Shanter, that's actually the main flagship of the Big Mom Pirates. At least we can assume it is. That's the giant ship that appeared the first time at Dressrosa. You know, it's a homie, and it's like, I'm a ship, and that's the ship that attacked Sanji and Nami when they were on their way to Zou, and that's the name of that ship, the Queen Mama Shanter. I have no idea what a Shanter is, but whatever, sounds cool. So that's heading toward the Thousand Sunny as well to try to stop them, so that's not good. But we cut back over to Puff's Island, where we see Big Mom consuming her cake, and she's basically so happy, she's regressing back to her childhood now, and the chess soldiers begin stomping out, and we have a mirror from a scene at the beginning of Totland. You know how, like, at the beginning of the arc, it's already been animated with that musical number, where you have, like, Amande and Diesel and Randolph going to the various islands, you know, like, I'm acquiring flour, I'm acquiring eggs, I'm acquiring milk, or whatever the last thing was, you know, fruits, that's what it was. And in the meantime, while all this carnage is going on, as the Big Mom Pirates are slaughtering all the people of these islands to get these materials to bake a cake, meanwhile, you have on Totland, Big Mom singing this happy, cheery song with all the homies dancing around her, like, this is Totland! You know, everything's glorious. The exact same thing happening here. It's a mirror of it, where Big Mom is dancing, and all the homies and the chess soldiers are around her, and they're having this big, epic theatrical production on Puff's Island. The mountains of like the soufflés that make up Puff's Island are now singing along with her, and it's all happy and cheery. She has the cake, everything's good. Meanwhile, though, some carnage is going on between the fishmen and the Straw Hats and the Germa. So here is basically the song. I am so totally tone deaf, and this song is long, but I will try to do my hardest. What is this dreamy taste beyond my imagination? A taste so rich it could even make a dead puppy break out. Really? A dead puppy breaking into dance? That is just... Okay, let's continue. It's a pet cemetery, so sweet, and milky, velvety, and risky, this delicious taste. All will come to Tartland. This kind of ruckus is like a bomb thrown into an amusement park. In my stomach, a big ceremony. Hey mother, can you feel it? This alimony, blissful sweetness, that is right. It's the taste of happiness from back then. I have to make up words that rhyme because this song is in Japanese. Time. Let's eat together the sweet, the milky taste. We are taught to land. This land is yours, Big Mom. Anyway, while that big musical number was going on, the Germa get pretty much pounded in. The members of the Big Mom family do end up getting the anti-Germa armaments, and they begin to fight back with Gatling guns, and Judge faces off against two members. One's with a spear, this other one's smaller, with like horns on his head. It looks like a sword. I think the guy with the larger spear, maybe that's like a Naginata or something, that might be Snack, just based off the hair, and he's got like those things in his hair, so that could be Snack facing off against Judge. We also have a shadowy figure with a scythe blade taking on the Germa siblings, and of course the fishmen, the Sun Pirates, have been taken out by ovens. So it's not looking too good for the Thousand Sunny, but I think they can still manage to get away as long as they're careful. I mean, they have Jinbei at the helm. I think everything will be fine, even if Big Mom's flagship is approaching to them at the starboard and launching a cannon. Oh shit, get out of the way! What? Huh? Huh? No, this is chapter 900 though, with the explosion and the Sunny and the Straw Hat flag and the freaking what? Okay. Well, I guess the rest of this series is, it's time to move on. It's time to just accept the fact this is a decision by Oda. You know, I think he thought, you know, Luffy and Nami and Brook and Chopper and Jinbei, they all ran their course. They had a good run, 900 chapters. I guess we're going to incorporate the new Straw Hat Pirates at this point. The captain will be Zoro, and Law will join, and don't worry, guys, we still have Robin, we still have the sex appeal in Robin, we can still have the Straw Hat Pirates, and Law's a popular character, he'll join up, he'll be their new doctor now that Chopper is a smoldering pile of reindeer jerky. And Nami's boobs! We lost Nami's boobs! I mean, yeah, sure, I like Robins more, but damn, they're like a national treasure that just got annihilated. It's like a freaking extinct species that just got wiped out. You don't get to see Tatas that awesome every day of the week. Okay. Alright. That was a little bit dramatic. Let me pull that back a little bit there. I'm pretty sure the main character of this series is not dead. I'm also sure that Oda would not have killed off the most adorable member of the Straw Hats, as well as the character that sells the most body pillows and figurines. I'm thinking that this is either option A, it's a hallucination brought on by Big Mom being so delighted with the cake because she mentions in her little song, she remembers Mother Caramel and she remembers the happiness of her 6th birthday when she was eating the cake made of semla, and that's when she devoured her entire family as well as Mother Caramel. But here, she remembers it a little bit differently, of everyone, the happiness is what fills her tummy, not the food. And this cake reminds her of that happiness, and you see her and all the kids and Mother Caramel floating up above the table, you know, dancing in the sky, kind of like ascending to heaven. Not exactly, but I was kind of close to that one. But it's important to mention, by the way, she didn't actually remember the whole eating thing. She only remembered the happiness of what happened during that moment, because when Big Mom consumed her family, she wasn't even aware of what happened. I don't view it like a repressed memory because she has no memory of it. It wasn't in her line of sight. She was too busy stuffing food in there. So it's not like she remembers the trauma of devouring her family, she just remembers the happiness of that moment. But anyway, she mentions that, like, yeah, I will make this perfect world, Mama. Mother, I will make the world that you wanted to create before you disappeared. I will make an island, a land where everyone can live, but if they try to leave, I'll freaking kill them. That's the spirit of you, Mother. Killing anyone that doesn't want to live in my land. That's exactly what she would have wanted, right? And so at the same time she's dancing and singing and thinking about all this stuff, you see the Germa and the Straw Hats and the Fishmen all getting annihilated. So you could always say that that's just it's a hallucination brought on by her cake. It's something that's not actually going down. There are major problems with that, though. Like, the problem for that is, like, well, they did have the anti-Germa armaments, and using Brulee's ability, they could have brought them over and shot the Germa. Also, you see scenes with, like, Luffy on the Thousand Sunny, like, being treated and then pointing at the ship. Like, would Big Mom be imagining, like, the Straw Hats, like, oh my god, there it comes, you know, like, is this all a fantasy of hers? There's problems with that. I'm just trying to, you know, cover my bases here for everything. But anyway, another option is the obvious, is that explosion didn't actually destroy the Sunny. I mean, yeah, in this one shadow here when the cannon hits, it looks like the ship got completely incinerated. It don't look good. And then, of course, you see the Straw Hats Jolly Roger flag floating in the waves, but then again, that's just a flag. You know? Oh. I actually don't know. If it's not going to be a fantasy, if it's not a fantasy and this is actually happening in real time, this is going down, there's going to have to be some explaining to do on how it looks like the Sunny got completely engulfed in flame here. Now, the Sunny is made out of some pretty durable stuff, so I don't think like a regular cannonball, even one fired at close range, would be enough to take the whole thing out. This is the Big Mom Pirates flagship, of course, so I don't know. I'm so confused right now, guys. I know for a fact that the series is not ending, you know, the main characters aren't dead. I'm just confused by this one scene here. Like, how are you going to explain this otherwise? Because if it was just like the cannon hits and then you see the flag, you know, maybe you could say, oh, well, it just grazed the ship. But, you know, you clearly see the ship getting ignited here, unless this is not the Thousand Sunny, unless this is another ship that just happens to be close to the Thousand Sunny. Maybe it was the Sun Pirates ship that blocked it at the last minute or something like that. Like, that's the only thing I can think of here, because a ship, some ship got completely incinerated during this attack. So I'm confused here just a little bit. I mean, even if the Sunny is seriously damaged, you know, to the point where there's holes all over it, I mean, Frankie could fix it up, sure. You know, but if it's completely obliterated, I don't want to say goodbye to another ship already, you know, and I don't think that's Oda's going to do that. You know how dramatic it was when the Mary got burned? I don't think he would just be like, oh yeah, the Thousand Sunny just gets destroyed just like that. But it is a very impactful way to end Chapter 900 and to cap off the whole cake mini-arc of Tautland, you know, like, oh yeah, Big Mom gets her cake, everything's copacetic, and then everyone dies, you know? But damn, that was an intense Chapter 900. There's a break next week. Also, Hunter x Hunter's going on hiatus. Gosh, okay, but anyway, yeah, there's a break for One Piece next week, so in typical Oda fashion, we gotta wait 2 weeks to have the answer to, is Luffy dead? Which, let me give you the answer to that right now. No, he's not dead. Don't worry about it. I know in the next 2 weeks we might be sitting here thinking about, well, could he maybe? No, just get that out of your mind right now. The main character of the manga is not dead. Nami makes way too much freaking money in merchandise. Chopper is way too adorable. And the Thousand Sunny is not just going to be obliterated just like that when you had so much build up to the Mary and all that crap. So don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Just chill out. Go get some golden grams and just, okay, Matt, I'm going to eat some golden grams and drink my milk and everything will be fine. Okay, good. Go watch some porn or something. Just relax. It'll all be fine, all right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this Chapter 900 of One Piece. And I look forward to Chapter 1000. I'll hopefully still be doing this in about maybe 2.5, maybe, you know, around about 2.5 years until we get to Chapter 1000, and that'll be a big event too. So, yeah, if Oda's gonna wipe out, you know, the majority of the principal cast, at least have it be at Chapter 1000, not 900. I mean, that's just falling short just a little bit, you know? Alright, well anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Tekking101 signing out. Later, everybody.